everyone, welcome back to 30 Days of Yin Yoga. Today's theme will be centered around recovery for the mind, the body, and the soul. So when you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. Feel free to grab a bolster or a pillow and 2 blocks or a similar prop for our practice today. We're going to get started out using our bolster as we get into half saddle pose. So place the bolster long on your mat and sit your tailbone up against your bolster. Go ahead and come to sit with your knees bent. So rather than sitting on your heels, sit in between your heels so your heels mirror your glutes. Then start to extend your left leg long out in front of you and keep your right knee in towards the middle center line and your heel is up against your glute. Maybe this is where you stay. This is a really deep quad opening stretch, quad opening pose. If you want a little bit more, feel free to slowly lay yourself back and allow your spine to rest long on your bolster. Your head is also supported. So a nice neutral spine here. Everything's supported. Doing that deep stretch into your right leg. Find the depth that works for you best. I know for half straddle or full straddle, it's a lot for me in my lower body. So really be mindful, listening to your body and taking it to the depth that serves you and where you can stay for the next 3 minutes. If you made your way down onto your back, slowly begin to press into your palms and your arms to lift your chest up. You come to sit with that neutral spine. Go ahead and release your right leg long out in front of you, very slowly and caring of your leg. Then come to bend your left knee in now. Your left heel will be on the outside of your glute. Your toes point towards the back and your left knee is hugging in towards the center line. Inhale, find length here, a nice tall neutral spine. Exhale, maybe you stay, maybe you begin to slowly melt your body down. You can go ahead and Maybe take this just to your forearms at first to feel if your body wants to go a little bit further here, if it can take a little bit further, finding just like a little bit more of that edge. And you arrive to where it is that you can stay. This pose is, of course, always beneficial for everyone, but particularly for athletes and those who engage in standing or walking activities throughout their day-to-day. Depending on where it is that you landed, begin to slowly press your body up. You find that nice, tall, long, neutral spine. Gently allow your left leg to go long out in front of you. And a nice, tall spine here in staff pose. Go ahead and grab your bolster or your pillow and just bring it out in front of you now. Place the edge of the bolster right at your belly button. Inhale, you find length, and exhale, you begin to melt your chest forward. Maybe you find a lock of your fingers around your feet, your ankles, or you can allow your arms to rest by your side. While you land here in this pose, begin to feel that deep stretch in your back body from the base of your spine, right at the base of your skull, all the way down your spine, the back of your glutes and legs, and all the way down to your ankles. This seated forward bend really helps to calm the mind and help bring that awareness inward so we get more familiar with listening to our body, listening to what it is that our body needs and how we can show up for it and provide it what it needs while it looks to recover, either physically, mentally, spiritually, or all of the above. Slowly begin to ripple your spine up. Allow your head to be the last thing to rise. Take a nice deep inhale. Go ahead and put your bolster off to the side. Come to sit with your knees bent in front of you. So your left leg is bent in front of you. Your heel is about 90-degree angle. And come to bend your right leg in front of you and place your right foot in the ditch of your left arm and your right knee in the ditch of your right arm. And just sway side to side, little rocking baby here, beginning to open up our hip. Bring your foot a little bit closer to your chest. And then slowly begin to lay your leg down on top of your bottom leg into a fire log pose. So both shins are parallel to the front of the mat. If your knee and foot does not reach and there's space, you can always bring a block or a pillow to just fill that space. So you can just fully allow your top knee to relax into space, sending that energy downward. Stay here, find a nice tall spine. And if you want to take it further, explore hinging your chest forward. Go ahead and grab a block, place it under your head for support. Maybe you reach your arms out in front of you. You find where you can land, checking that your shins are stacked on top of one another, both sit bones are pressed into the earth, and you melt and find the area that serves you best at just that edge of discomfort and comfort, where we can begin to find something new. If you found yourself in a forward fold, begin to just gently press into your palms, roll your spine up. We'll switch sides. So bring your right foot onto the earth, parallel your shin to the front of the mat, and flex your foot. Then go ahead and take your left knee and bring it into that rocking baby pose. Your left foot goes into the ditch of your right arm, and your left knee goes into the ditch of your left arm. Hold your shin as close as you can to your chest and find a nice gentle rock side to side here, releasing any tension from our hip and just preparing our body for fire log pose. You'll gently lay your left foot on top of your right thigh, flex both feet, find that parallel stack of both of your legs on top of one another, parallel to the front of the mat. Take a deep inhale, you find that length in your spine. And as you exhale, maybe you explore with that forward fold, allowing your head to come rest on a block and play around with the height of your block. Maybe you have more space in your body on this side. Maybe we're a little bit more tight on this side. Just acknowledge what that is without judgment and see how you can meet yourself where you're at. This is another pose that provides a really deep stretch into the hips, opening the outer hips and the butt. Really helps with strengthening and stretching the groin, thighs, calves, and abdominal muscles. So as you arrive here in stillness, try to feel maybe each area in your body that I mentioned and see maybe how this pose is affecting it right now in space. If you found that fold, begin to press your body up. Find a nice, tall, neutral spine. Go ahead and set your block off to the side. And gently release your left leg from atop your right leg. And we'll come to lay down onto our back. Go ahead and recruit your blocks for this next pose. We're going to find our way into extended bridge. Come to lay flat on your back, your heels in towards your glutes, your knees point up to the sky. Press into your feet to lift your hips. Go ahead and place one block underneath your sacrum, right at the base of your tailbone, right before your glutes. Play around with the height that works best. May take a little adjusting to see where your tailbone is fully, your sacrum is fully supported without causing any arch or tension in your lower back. And once you find that, slowly begin to extend your legs out long in front of you. Maybe this is where we stay and arrive. You can also explore extending one arm or both arms over atop your head, extending your limbs far away from one another, creating this nice deep stretch into your chest, neck, spine, and hips. Not only is extended bridge one of my personal favorite poses, not only for the physical benefits, but also for the emotional and mental benefits with the help that it brings with alleviating stress and even sometimes mild depression. Really helps to calm the brain and the central nervous system. So as you find stillness here, send your breath into the depths of your diaphragm and allow your belly to expand and contract as you breathe deeply into your center. If you found an extension of your body here, begin to slowly walk your feet back in towards your glutes. Allow your arms to rest long by your side and press into your feet. Go ahead and remove the block from underneath your sacrum. Place it to the side. We'll extend our legs long. We'll come to find a supine spinal twist. Bend your right knee in towards your chest. Then send your right knee over to the left side of your mat. Firmly press both shoulder blades into your mat. Maybe you take your gaze over to your right side. If you want a little bit more, you can kick your left heel towards your glute. You take your right hand, you find a hook of your hand over the top of your left foot. Doing that deep stretch, maybe in your left quad. Doing that nice stretch in the outside of your right thigh and your glute. Doing that stretch in your neck if you want to take your gaze over to the right side. Allowing tension to release from any parts of your body that may still be holding it right now. Maintaining that connection of both shoulder blades to the earth. So it's okay if your right knee hovers above the ground. Want to make sure the focus is on keeping our upper back and body into the earth. You have that hold of your left foot. Go ahead and release and extend your left leg long. Bring your gaze back up towards the ceiling. And then slowly roll your leg back over to the right side. Find a neutral spine here. Extend both legs long for just a moment. And go ahead and bend your left knee in towards your chest. Give it a squeeze. Then send it over to the right side of your mat. And find cactus or T-pose with your arms. You want to take it a little bit further into a stretch of your quad on the right side. Just kick your right heel towards your glute. Maybe you find that lock of your left hand around your right foot to just keep your body still in space. Both shoulder blades into the earth. Maybe you take your gaze over to the left side. And place a gentle touch of your right hand over top your left knee to just send the energy of your left knee a little bit more down towards the earth, towards the ground. See if there's anything new that you can discover on this side of the pose. You had that grip of your left hand around your right foot. Go ahead and release it now and kick your right leg long out in front of you. Bring your left knee back to center. Your gaze goes up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and grab your 2 blocks here and bring your feet to touch. We find reclined butterfly pose. If you want a little bit more, you can use those blocks and rest them on your knees to help just put just a light pressure on your knees, helping send them downwards, sending that energy more towards the earth. If it's too much, just go ahead and take the blocks off. Gravity is already helping you here. Those blocks are just, if you want to stick a little bit more, go ahead and cross your arms over your face, like you're giving yourself a big hug, but bring them to rest over your eyes and point your elbows up towards the sky. Your fingertips can rest atop your shoulders or underneath your shoulders. Just feeling this nice cross and stretch of your upper body, helping yourself just go a little bit more inward here, allowing gravity to do most of the work in this stretch. All you have to do is accept, release, and receive. Mindfully release your arms long towards your side. Go ahead and take the blocks off of your knees if that's something you found here. Just put your props off to the side and then slowly begin to extend your legs long out onto your mat as we find our final pose of class today, Shavasana. Go ahead and open your legs wide. Allow your arms to lay by your side, palms face up, just to receive a little bit more of that energy here. Cultivate that energy to help with your recovery. Allow your whole body to just relax. Maybe you take a body scan before you find your final stillness, starting from your toes, going all the way up from the tip of your head, releasing any tension that you still may be holding in your body. While you rest here in Shavasana, the body and mind get a chance to take in and integrate the effects that we just cultivated during our practice today. And it's also an important practice for your nervous system to recalibrate and reset, which we know is so important in our busy and stressful lives. And this is where I will leave you today. Please feel free to stay as long as you can or as long as you would like. Thank you for coming and practicing with me again today for our 30 days of Yin Yoga. The light in me bows to the light in you. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow.